Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Real Legend of Gaming. We are back with some Clash Royale. Now, in today's video, we're going to be doing things a little bit different than we'll normally do. So, we're going to open up 2 legendary chests, and whatever legendary cards I get in those chests, we're going to make a deck with it. So, let's get into it, folks. Alright, so we bought the chest. Let's see what we get. Alright, so the first chest here, it's spinning and spinning round and round. We got a Sparkie, which is actually a good thing now, right? That used to be a card I used to hate to unlock, but Sparkie's been tearing it up. Alright, what we have here, spinning round and round. Alright, we got the Miner, so Sparky Miner. Alright, so being that we got the Miner and the Sparkie, we're coming up with 2 decks that we're going to use. The first one is going to be a Pekka-Sparky Deck. It also has the Wizard, the Minion Horde, the Goblin Gang, the Arrows, and the Zap. So this deck is pretty cool because the arrows play a big part in protecting the Sparkie and the Pekka. And then you got your Wizard, which is also additional protection. The Minion Horde is going to help the Pekka against tanks. And now with the Barbarian increase, the Minion Horde is going to be a pretty solid card. And the Goblin Gang, even though they changed the way the cards are going to be dropping, it's still going to be pretty solid. And then you have your Miner, which is going to do your chips damage once the Pekka approaches the bridge. So this is a pretty good deck, and you need your Zap, right, for your Goblin Barrels, for your Sparkies, Battle Rams, you know, anything that you need to reset as well. So this is a pretty good deck. Now we're going to show you another one as well. And then the second deck that we're going to be using is a Giant Miner Sparky Deck, right? So it's a Giant, regular Minion, Skarmy, Minion Horde, Miner, Sparky, Arrows, and Zap once again. So you see the trend, right? Zap and arrows are very important because you got to be able to defend those units that are going to break Sparky down, and also your tank. Because if not, you wasted a lot of elixir, and it's gonna hurt you. Because one, you can't create your push, and you got to make up for that difference. So we're going to show you 2 matches where I use each deck, right? So one for the Pekka deck and one for the Giant deck. So let's get into it, folks. Again, if you enjoy this Clash Royale content, and slap that like button, subscribe for more, because we have deck guides here all the time for all types of players. Doesn't matter what your skill level is, the decks will help you. All right, so let's get into this video, folks. All right, here we go, folks. This is the first match. So as you can see, we're going up against a Pekka, Goblin Giant, Infernal Dragon, Minion Horde deck. Pretty crazy. I also see the Lumberjack as well. So, you know, a lot of cards that we got to pay attention to. So we'll start out pushing it back with the Giant, right? Standard stuff, folks. But we also got to pay attention to the left-hand lane to see exactly what they're trying to do with the Goblin Giant. Now, my first impressions were that they were playing Sparky deck. So we use the arrows on the Minion Horde. And we're going to bring in our Skarmy behind our Giant. That way the Miner could get a little bit more time to attack against the tower. And when the Infernal Dragon locks off the Giant, it'll lock onto the Skarmy. So we're able to get the tower right there. And it wasn't even like the greatest push, right? We just did Miner, Giant. And then the Skarmy is just really what helped us out against that Infernal Dragon. Now we're going to use the Miner there to go after the Wizard. But this Hog was able to do a lot of damage. At this point, I just gave the tower up. So there they go with the Goblin Giant. We'll use our Minion Horde. We want to break that down. And now we're just going to wait, let everything play out. Now, I think both of the replays that I showed you, I'm going to show you guys in the video, have some like situations where you go down, but the deck is pretty solid. Once you set up the formation, you end up winning the match, man, and you overwhelm the opponent. So like once you really figure out what cards the opponent's playing, it makes it a lot easier to push with this deck. Alright, so we'll drop the Sparky a little bit further behind. And then we're going to bring out a Minion so we can break down that Lumberjack. Because the Lumberjack could chip away at the Giant. And now we got to stop this Wizard, right? Because that Wizard's going to give us some trouble. We'll bring in the Miner. Sparky is locked on. Now we're going to bring in the Skarmy again. That way we can break down a Hog. And the most important thing is we want that Infernal Dragon to lock on to the skeletons. We'll drop the Giant in front of everything again. We'll use the arrows to take out the Minion Horde. And we still got Sparky hitting the tower. Now we just got to take out that Infernal Dragon. We'll use the minions to take out the Pekka. And the Giant's going to be smacking that tower down. We'll bring in the Skarmy once again. I really like the combination of the Skarmy in this deck. And at this point, this match is pretty much ours. We just got to defend. So right there, we use the Minion Horde. We'll use the Giant this time to distract the Lumberjack. And we just got to keep defending. We'll get the Wizard from behind since it's focused on the Giant. And then the only thing we need to stop now is that Goblin Giant. The Goblin Giant got our tower. That was pretty crazy, right? This was an intense match. And I think I realized I cheered it because it was entertaining. So now we're going to go up against the tower. Skarmy is still there. It's going to distract the Pekka. It's going to protect my Giant. And then we'll bring in the Miner too just to get some chip damage in against the Pekka. And also to get some damage in against the Lumberjack. And then we'll sneak in another Miner on top to do more chip damage. So that worked out really well. Again, really intense match. The way it was looking like I was going to lose. All right, so that's one. Let's get into the next replay. All right, here goes our next replay. So this time we're using the Miner Sparky Deck. And we're going up against a Royal Giant deck with Lumberjack, Witch, and Elite Barbarians. 3 of the cards I hate in the game right now. Well, not so much the Lumberjack. I hate the Rage. Because I do like the Lumberjack in the Golem decks. Alright, so they fireball my Wizard. Their fireball was a level higher than my Wizard, so it took them out right away. We use the Minion Horde now. We're going to break down this Max Royal Giant. That was a good zap. We got to stop that Witch. So we use the Miner to chip away. We use the Goblin Gang to break down this Royal Giant. But as you can see, the damage was done. And we're not really able to do a counter push because most of our units are taken out. So let's let this count build up once again. And let's see if we can pull off a push with the Pekka and Sparky. Kind of an expensive push, but I mean, if you could defend it, you'll be okay. But the whole point is you got to defend it. If not, it's a failed attempt. And it puts you in a tough spot, you know, to recover from that. All right, so we got our Pekka rolling. We're going to drop down the Wizard, right, so we can get rid of these skeletons, because the Witch is a Pekka killer. As long as there's distance in between, she does the job. So the Minion Horde is going to break down the Elite Barbarians, and it's going to help with the skeletons as well. And we'll bring in our Miner to do chip damage, because at this point, we got to get some damage done on the towers. We're falling behind very quickly. We'll use the Skarmy now to take out the Witch and to help against the Lumberjack. So that's going to help us regain some elixir. Alright, so now we're approaching double elixir time, folks. We got to start rolling, right? We got to get this push going. We're going to lose the left tower. So we got to really capitalize on getting a tower ourselves. So again, Pekka. Royal Giant there, so we're going to use Sparky. Minion Horde on the top. Break down the Witch. They threw down the Royal Giant to the side, so they were definitely feeling very confident. We're going to use our Goblin Gang to take it out. That definitely helps with our push because we still pushing on the left-hand side. The Goblin Gang's retreated back, so we still got Pekka going with Sparky. At this point, we know we got elixir advantage, so we drop down another Pekka. And that free spell saved them. It really did. However, we're just going to drop down another Sparky because at this point, I feel very confident that I'm going to get the tower. And we're going to do this the right way. We're going to destroy. We're going to bring in the Miner. So we got basically 2 tanks for Sparky. And now we got the Wizard, which is going to help with the splash damage. And it's going to do damage against that tower. We'll bring in the Goblin Gang to give additional layer of protection to Sparky. They're going to freeze, right? Because at this point, that's all they can really do. We're shutting them down. We're going to drop down another Sparky because at this point, match is over. So that was a very, very fun match. All right, so, I mean, we use the decks. My personal opinion, they're actually really, really good decks. And if you are skilled at playing Sparky decks, then you're going to have a lot of fun. And it's going to be pretty cool for you to win and go through the ladder with these decks because, for one, people, believe it or not, are not prepared to stop the Sparky still. They're causing havoc, and they're really, really making a good impression on the game. So folks, again, I hope you appreciate the content. If you guys use these decks, let me know in the comment section. Let me know how you do. Tell me if it's effective. Tell me if you swap some cards out. You know, I'm always curious, all right? So appreciate everything. Peace out.